It's really a great pleasure to be here. I wish I had been here earlier to have a view of the presentations, but then I missed this opportunity because I was busy elsewhere. But it was very important to be here to attend this very eventful seminar. I will not repeat what has been said here, but certainly like to refresh my memories of last year's devastating flash floods out of climate change, which damaged very large swaths of Pakistan's fertile land. Standing crops were all washed away. Millions of houses were completely damaged or partially damaged. And I saw for myself, flying over Sawat Valley, hotels which were built in the middle of riverbed, they were completely demolished. I saw other important places in KP totally washed away by fast currents of the water. The province of Sindh looked like Indus River flowing all over. So all in all, this was probably the most devastating flood I had seen in my entire lifespan. But then the government of Pakistan, along with our stakeholders and foreign donors, friends, they all came to our rescue, and it was a great teamwork. But even today, while we have spent billions and billions, the work is still not finished. And I think the most important thing is that, God forbid, if there's a repeat of, God forbid, of last year's floods, what will happen? My friend has spoken about 0.7% contribution. But I must say, at Sharm el-Sheikh, through brilliant diplomacy, Madam Sherry Rahman, our Foreign Minister, Secretary General of the United Nations, they all contributed immensely to get this concept of loss and damage over there. But the point at issue is, and our honorable heads of international institutions, they are present here, I'd like to submit this point for their very kind consideration, that what is the fault of the countries like Pakistan having no contribution in greenhouse emissions? Our contribution is less than 1% probably. And yet, we face this crisis of unknown consequences and then suffer not for 1 year, but for decades. This is something I think we need to really ponder over, because, and then in the end of the day, we are granted loans to be paid back, and then granted loans again to be paid back. This is a vicious cycle, and this needs to be addressed to in its real perspective. So what is the solution? I think that is for this August Assembly, represented by great experts, great minds, to advise the government of Pakistan as to how to deal with this menace. Because just hoping that it will not happen will not work. I mean, if God forbid we have even a semblance of last year's devastation, what will happen? We are still dealing with IMF's program, which was stretched with great effort and support of our friends. And Sherry Rahman today took the hell out of us by scaring us what could happen, God. Death trap is a death trap. We are scarcely we are able to meet our two ends together. Look at our yawning gap of our imports and our exports. And then to fill the gap is a very big challenge. And then on top of exports, and then to fill the gap is a very big challenge. And then on top of that, if we have such terrible natural accidents, then we need extra money to deal with that particular situation. I think this is the question we need to answer, and I'll plead with all of you to kindly think of it and come forward with solid recommendations which can then be implemented in letter and spirit. Finally, I'd like to thank all our donors for their very valuable and timely support and contributions. And I would like to extend my heartfelt Mubarakbad to Sherry Rahman Sahiba for wonderful diplomacy in Sharm el Sheikh. I know she was, running from pillar to post. And finally, along with the support of Secretary General of the United Nations and other friends, we were able to have this concept of loss and damage accepted over there. Whether it's part of 0.7% or on top of it, you need to clarify this position. I can't answer this question. Can you? Pardon me? So then we are back to square one, aren't we? Ladies and gentlemen, therefore I want to say one thing very clearly, and something I have been repeating over and over again in the last few months and the last few days, that we need to stand on our own feet. We need to draw a plan which is in the interest of Pakistan. We need to work hard. We need to work untiringly, because after all, such calamities have hit other countries as well. But as a result of climate change, probably Pakistan is one of the first 10 victims around the globe, which is absolutely horrifying. And it can happen to another country with no fault of that country, like ours. The answer is that let's accept the challenge, work hard, have a plan, not waste time, make use of this time and save Pakistan and our generations from.
इस्लामाबाद में वज़ीर आज़म मियां मोहम्मद शहबाज शरीफ तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे। पाकिस्तान के माहौलियाती सफ़र से मुतालिक पेशरफ्त और जायज़े की तकरीब थी।